Good evening, everyone. Does everybody hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, it's exciting to be back after a long break. All right. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay?
Most part.
It sounds like you got a new mic there.
Or it's just close to my mouth. It could be that too.
Oh, boom.
So we're actually waiting on two. I do not know from Joseph. I haven't heard anything. But Marcus is running a little late. So we can kind of just talk a little bit about. We have a new player. His name is going to start playing D&D with us. He is a new player entirely. He's never played D&D before. So we'll all give him a good new player welcome and show him the ropes, right? Because that's
hello.
This is how our party goes, right?
Yeah,
Just
you're gonna
in
like it,
time for the new switch up.
Yeah, so that'll happen September 17th, I believe, is when the handbook is officially released. I've read quite a bit of it already. I saw a lot of videos at Wizard.
What is? What are you talking about?
They've updated the new player's handbook. Comes out September 17th. It's an update from the 2014 player's handbook. It is not D&D 6th edition. It is not even 5.5. They didn't even call it 5.5. It is just an update to the original player's handbook. They'll also be releasing a monster manual and a Dungeon Master's guide after that. They refreshed a lot of the characters, a lot of the races. Backgrounds especially is huge, guys. Backgrounds actually are very vital to creating characters now. When you choose a background, you get an automatic origin feat, they call it, that goes with that background.
Well, that's cool.
Everybody will get a feat in the very beginning, an origin feat from their background. So that's pretty sweet. Backgrounds have become super important because they have almost everything is inside that background now. As far as race choices, they don't call them races anymore. They call them heritage, I believe. Something like that. It's either heritage or I don't think they call them races anymore. But anyway, races do no longer have like ability modifiers to the race anymore. So basically, you can choose any race and not be hindered by it. So,
nice.
For instance, the gnome has a +2 intelligence. Well, that's no longer part of that. So they allow you to choose any race and then not be hindered by the abilities that it gives you. So the abilities will come a +2 automatically with something else. So there's a lot of changes involved with that. They changed and updated a lot of the classes with it. So especially Warlock got a lot of love. You don't necessarily now have to spam your one good spell anymore that the Warlock had. There's a lot of changes on the Warlock. Wizard is still overpowered in my opinion. And so not much changes happened to the Wizard. But there's quite a bit of changes going on. They implemented a lot of the homebrew stuff that was happening. For instance, you know how we do the health potions. That is now part of that's part of the basic rule set now. So
good. Maybe they can fix that Cure Light wound spell too.
Yeah, there's a lot that really dive into. So we'll probably take a lot of time and dive into that thing because. How it works is the new player's handbook works with all the old rules, okay? The problem is that if you create a character with the new rule set, the old rules don't work with it that well. But the new rules will work with all the old characters, is how they designed it. So we can keep all of our old characters unless you die or we start a new adventure. That's when we're going to start new characters. we'll keep all the old characters we have and use the new rules because that works that way. It doesn't work the opposite way. So we can't make new characters with the old rules. It just doesn't work that well, they were saying. So, but that'll be okay. And it will be in the compendium, so nobody has to purchase it unless you want your own hard copy of it. It'll be in the compendium on day 1 of the release. So that'll be in there. And then eventually the Monsters Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide, which you guys don't really have to deal with too much. That's on more of my side. Will also be in the compendium too. So
That's cool.
As far as that goes, but so there's a lot of changes, a lot of things added, and a lot. They've been doing that Unearth Arcana for over a year, adding and subtracting things from it. So it looks good. A lot of it looks really good. Some of it I'm not quite sure on. Like dwarves, all small creatures get to have 30 feet of movement now and not 25. So that stuff like that.
Oh, nice,
changed.
good.
They also gave the dwarf 120 feet of dark vision now, so he doesn't just have 60, he has 120 feet of dark vision, the dwarf. So different little tweaks here and there for the races we'll be seeing on that. So
They're actually my favorite.
yeah, so there's a lot of love to the dwarf gut. I was reading that. So, all right, well, I don't know where everybody's at. The last 2 players. Looks like Marcus just got on to Discord, so we'll give him just a little bit of time to set up. I do not know from Joseph what's going on there. I'm gonna have to probably whisper him and see where he's been up to, so if he's playing anymore.
I thought about just recreating Lycan, but I figured I'd wait.
Oh yeah, that was a that was a fun character. Yeah, you might want to wait to recreate him with the new rule sets that comes out. They changed inspiration. Inspiration's going to have a lot more than just your advantage. How inspiration's going to work now is it's a re-roll for any roll. Is how inspiration works. It's not just an advantage roll. So
Nice.
A lot of different things happening. So
Think about all those death saves.
I noticed they completely overhauled the tieflings too.
Yeah, the tieflings are another one that got a lot of changes to it. Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be cool. Some of the stuff is pretty cool. Some of it's we're just gonna have to play it out and see how it goes with it.
Any new classes?
No new classes, but they did add 2 new subclasses. I think one is for the warlock, and I want to say one is for
Bard.
Is it the bard? Yeah, the bard.
Dancing bard. Yeah.
So
Interesting.
And in the entertainer background, you have the option to pick a dancer.
Wait a minute, who's dancing?
The entertainer background has a dancer.
all right, Marcus, you made it.
Sorry, I just got off work.
Yeah,
Got home from work.
Not a big deal. We've just been kind of talking about the new rule set, new edition, new player's handbook that's coming out in September.
Gotcha.
We will use the new rules in it, but we probably will not make new characters from it right away, unless one of your characters dies or we start a new adventure. Just because the player's handbook, handbook works with the old characters, so.
Gotcha.
But we will use that. We will make new characters from it too. We will also be using the new Roll20 character sheets, which are crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm beta testing those, and it's a lot. It's 100% better than the character sheets right now in Roll20. I'll tell you that right now. And they're going to be a lot better, and so is the Character Mancer. So I'm excited to see that when it comes live next month. So, I don't know where Joseph's at, but we're going to get into it, I think, for now. Maybe he'll be able to join us with it. As you all should see, this is our new landing page for Ghost of Saltmarsh. Who just joined us?
Me.
Okay.
Oh.
Fucking Joseph! Holy cow! Your ears must have been burning. Welcome back after 2 months, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know we were playing. I'm sorry. I don't. If you don't at me, I usually don't see it. So.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm gonna start at you. I did whisper
just
you.
in the nick of time.
I just DM'd you, so maybe that's how I got you.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, and I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? But yeah, this made my night. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good?
Oh, we're doing great.
Yeah,
we're back.
Good. How are you?
We're back. Good. We're talking.
I had a pretty serious back surgery, actually.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah, it was
fantastic.
Yeah, it was awful. I was, yeah, I hate doctors now. So,
welcome to the club.
Yeah,
I think we all do.
We got a new person. Hello.
Yeah,
hello.
Chase.
Hi, Chase.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm here. Did we just get started?
Yeah, we were just talking about the new player's handbook coming out in September 17th, and we will use the new rules. I dove into a lot of it, and I think some other players have already too. Danielle and Sabrina both, it sounds like, have gotten into it too a little bit. So we will use it. The thing with the new player's handbook, there's a lot of changes, and we'll probably take a session to go over everything in it. You don't have to right away go and buy it. I will, of course, have it in the compendium, but if you want your own hard copy, you're welcome to buy it, obviously, of course. But it will be available day one in the compendium. So we were talking about that. The thing with the new rule set is it is compatible with all your old characters that we came out of the 2014 handbook, which is the one we've been using, right? But it doesn't kind of work the other way. So you can't make new characters from the 2024 handbook and use the 2014 rule set. So with that, so that's where we were just talking about, mostly about some of the new stuff that's in it. That's about all you missed, really. And then we started saying, "Where's Joseph?" And Marcus just showed up. So we're all about ready to do this, right?
Yeah. Oh, I need my notes.
Couple things. I am recording with OSB software for everybody knows, pretty much, for the YouTube channel. So we're going to continue doing that. A couple of the house rules we're still going to use right now that are, and when we talked about the health potions being implemented in the new rule set, we're still going to use that house rule. And we're still using lasting injuries from Rogue Watson, kind of modified from Rogue Watson's lasting injuries that he has. So those are a few things we're going to do. We're still going to use. And does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns before we get into this?
No.
Chase is new, and real quick, Joseph and Marcus, Chase is very new. He's never played D&D before. This is his first time, so we've all been there, right? So we're all
Hi, Chase.
And I know all of my players right here are very good with new players, so they'll help you out as much as they can. So ask as many questions as you possibly can with it, Chase, if you're with it.
Yeah.
Other than that, let's get into it. If nobody has anything, any announcements or anything.
I have a. This is a different different campaign. This isn't the thing we were.
So
the thing with Monk, right?
Well, once when we kind of lost Kevin for a little bit.
Right.
I tend to start to rethink our adventure, and then of course we did summer break, right?
Right.
And so I
start fresh, baby.
I started rethinking it. I was like, well, Kevin's going to come back probably at the end of break, right? So and we already talked about doing Saltmarsh. Everybody seemed to really want to do this.
Yeah,
so
I'm vaguely remembering.
Let's Oh, the other one was Planescape, right? So
yeah, with the monk. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I've never been this character because I just don't remember any of this. I'm like looking at him. I'm like, is a warlock? Who the hell is this?
You're a warlock in this one. And
yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
So I decided we're just gonna go this route since everybody was kind of into it. We already
got a
made characters,
fire lady.
so.
Is that a White Walker on the left there? Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, look at this dude. That's an intense looking guy there. Yeah.
That's Vilgus.
Vilgus. Okay. Vilgus.
Yeah. So, yeah, Curiosizations. This is our new landing page for Saltmarsh. That map on there is the fishing village of Saltmarsh. It's pretty small. But there's for some reason it's a bevy of activity for some reason. Probably because it is right on the Sword Coast still, and so there's a lot of trade happening from the south that comes up from Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep, and goes north past Saltmarsh to Neverwinter, and then further on north up to Luskin, and eventually into Icewind Dale. So I'll show you a map of that here shortly. But this is our landing page. You're going to have our party members, obviously, and to the left, any quests that are available. Typical to most of our landing pages, right? Very similar. We typically always have one that at least shows our quests and our party members, right? So, anyway, so that's a good representation. That's the map of Saltmarsh, being as small as it is. It also is a den and haven for smuggling and piratry, Saltmarsh is. So that's involved a lot with that happening there too. But if everybody else have any questions, I don't mind answering questions if you got them.
No.
Right. I'm ready to start.
Is this is everyone like good?
No.
Well,
good.
No, look at my character. Does he look good?
So let's so we'll get into everybody's description and everything here, and you guys will kind of figure out how. I will set you up right now. You all know each other. You have some reason connection to Saltmarsh from your backgrounds, and you've all met in Saltmarsh at some point and created some kind of acquaintance/friendship within it, okay? I don't care where you live around Sword Coast or Faerun or any of that. Doesn't matter to me, but you gather here quite a bit at Saltmarsh. A lot of you will come on the boat. You have a small keel, and it's actually Joseph's character's boat. And a lot of you come there. Now, the only thing is that Marcus lives on Saltmarsh, his character. So he actually lives in Saltmarsh. I will get into that too when we start this. As far as that goes. So, let's...
Oh, my character also lives in Saltmarsh too.
Your character lives in Saltmarsh
Check your mic,
also?
sweetie.
I didn't quite. You kind of were muffled a little bit, Sabrina. What was your character?
Oh, my character also lives in Saltmarsh.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, you both rent a room in the only tavern that's actually in. There's 3 taverns and one that's a tavern/inn, and that is where you guys rent your room on the 3rd floor. Real small kind of rooms. In the tavern/inn that's there. It is called, the name of the tavern inn that you guys are staying at. Just give me a second now. It's called the Snapping Line. Okay, and we'll get into that too once we get you guys into Saltmarsh itself. So let's start this up. I'm going to change our map to the main Sword Coast map. It'll look pretty familiar to you, most of you, because you've been adventuring with me for quite a while now. And most of our adventures have been happening along the Sword Coast, right? So, I'm going to switch maps here. Can everybody see the map of the Sword Coast? If you cannot, let me know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, this is just a small part of the Sword Coast, and this is basically showing you where Saltmarsh is located. Saltmarsh is midway between Waterdeep and Neverwinter. The town of Saltmarsh and its hardy inhabitants endure both winter storms and the Mere of Dead Men to the south. Because of the politics turning in Thornhold on the far side of the marsh, help is often slow to come, and so the townsfolk have become quite self-reliant. The smugglers could come from Luskin, and their selling weapons to lizard folk could be connected to deeper goals that simply or simply lining their pockets. So Saltmarsh stands on the border between the Grand Duchy of Caramelikos and the Five Shires, and it's just inside of the Blighted Marsh. So this is showing us here where Saltmarsh is actually located, right above the Mere of Dead Men, Sword Mountains to the east, Neverwinter and Neverwinter Woods to the north, Helm's Hold. So some of this will look very familiar, and then far up north we start to get into Icewind Dale and Luskin and all that. So it's located directly on the Sword Coast. That's why I was saying that a lot of travel comes along the high road, a lot of trade, and obviously the Saltmarsh has become a kind of a destination stop for travelers, and of course sailors, pirates, and smugglers also of Saltmarsh. Just because there's nothing really there security force wise except for maybe the town guards, which in theory with a good coin or two would look the other way anyway with it. So any questions before we move on?
Nope.
Nobody has anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we're gonna move on here. So let's get you right into let's talk about the adventure here. So tell me if you can't see the map. Welcome to Saltmarsh.
I cannot.
I see the map.
Yet.
It's loading up here.
Black square.
Black square.
Nobody sees it? All right, let's see what you
Nope.
can see here. Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. There it goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So, let's talk about arriving in the Saltmarsh. You guys are coming into off of the sea of the trackless sea. Basically, is the sea you guys are coming off of into the port of Saltmarsh. This consists of Mondi, Meritazah, Velgis, and of course the gnome himself. Let's give each other a good description of our characters while we're on this small keel boat that's slowly sailing into the harbor as the whiffs of fish fills the misty, salty air of the sea, hit you, and it's a familiar, like almost fermenting fish smell. It's just the village smells so much of fish because it's its number one source of income is fishing. And it's a familiar smell you guys have smelt for over a year now, coming into port. Let's start with Mondi. Give us a description of your character to the other party members on the ship.
She's a fairly short, white-haired elf. Almost looks albino if it weren't for the green-gray eyes. And slight patches of blue across the neck and forearms and That's what you can see. She's likes loose clothes and lots of layers and a trifold hat, typical of your seafarer.
Okay.
Very high energy, bouncing around the ship, kind of enjoying the waves.
Pickpocketing.
All right, so remember, you guys are pulling in. You're the only crew right now on the ship. You're missing 2 crew members, right? So you're trying to do as much as the duties needed as a crew member as Joseph, your character, is kind of trying to steer at the helm the ship in slowly and safely into the harbor itself. It's a 40-foot ship that you're trying to pull into this small harbor. You've done it many, many times before on calm days, but it is just midsummer now. It's the 8th of midsummer. It's hot, but a storm is rolling in, and you have slight, not only the sea foam mist hitting you and your boat, but it does begin to rain slightly. But it's not like it's difficult for you to maneuver this bolt in to port here. The rest of you that are on the ship itself are helping with the crew duties of trying to get the ship ready to dock. With that, let's
I'll
go
go
ahead.
next.
Give us a description of yourself to the party that's on the boat.
So Vilgus is a Triton, and he's in his later years. So he's got a long gray beard, gray long hair, gnarly. Everyone knows him on the ship already because he won't shut up about all these past stories of when he was sailing the high seas and messing around with smuggling. Everyone knows he just got out of jail recently for smuggling stuff into the actual Saltmarsh. So it's only been a few months since he's been out. He's leaning over and he's looking and he's going, "You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it." Not really helping, just kind of critiquing what's happening.
Awesome. With that, Joseph, your character. Go ahead and give us a description of your character there. And the name is Maritza. Okay. Maritza.
Yeah, Maritza,
right.
or he's called Blasted Maritza because that's what the guards scream at him as he's running away from the scene of a crime. He is a career smuggler. He's never been caught though. He is a human. He's a little bit over 50. He looked like he might have been a lot more handsome at one point, but now he's got like his twisted nose and his unkempt beard that he, gets a shave, his monthly shave, and wears a tricorn hat. It's pretty what you'd think of like a typical pirate with the kind of a coat. And I guess his whole thing is he tells this story. He's told this 1,000 times about how his ship capsized in a storm, or his previous ship. And he was rescued by something he refers to as the old sea bitch. And she gave him all these crazy warlock powers in exchange for his soul. And he's doing his best hand over hand, just like steering the thing. And he's cursing and talking in tongues almost. Oh, you blasted scuzzy butt.
Are you talking about Umberly?
Who?
The god of the depths?
I don't know. I just figured it was like a hag or something. I don't. No one knows who the sea bitch is. She's very mysterious.
She's unknown to him.
Knows.
She's very unknown to him.
Yeah, he just calls her the old sea bitch.
Awesome.
And every time we think you're talking about me and Valgus will think you're talking about Umberly the entire time.
Like out of character, I figured it was like I think they're called sea hags.
Okay.
But the way you call her, me and Valgus will think you're talking about Umberly the entire time.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up.
That's awesome.
That is.
Well, and here's the thing.
Well, I just know because it's the god I worship.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're not the same then. Because this is a pitiful thing.
But
it's called like bitch queen.
It's good that you guys have established the fact that that's who you always think he's talking about, and even though he's probably not or has no idea. So
it is called the bitch queen. Oh my god, that was a complete coincidence. Okay, so he thinks it's Umberly, but it's actually a hag. Yeah, okay. There we go.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
Back to character. Yeah.
So you're trying to pull this thing in. The
Because
waves are
we're both sea folk, so.
Right. So the waves are starting to pick up a little bit. You see the storm rolling in off the sea itself, off of the trackless sea. As you're pulling in, you're helping out, and you notice as you look over the three of you, the four of you. Oh, we forgot our gnome, Jinx, who's trying to help as best as he can, a smaller statue, trying to get the mooring ropes out. They're very heavy, and he seems like he's a little struggling. And you guys watch the gnome, not to help him so much, but just to humor yourselves at him trying to get these mooring ropes out. Jinx, go ahead and describe yourself to the rest of the party that's on the boat there.
My name is Jinx Thistlebritches. I am on the run from the Underdark. I am an orphan. I had a bunch of drow invade my village down in the settlement in the Underdark. The town was west of Blingdenstone. Yes, Blingdenstone. I am being an orphan down there after the raid. I was quickly taken in by a bunch of thieves, deep gnome thieves who would often often prey on the drow passing through with their caravans in the mazes around the outside of our village. Being so small and so young, whenever my parents died, I naturally had a talent to sneak inside and take things. Really quick, flat on my feet. I eventually got too greedy after quite some time down there. I'm in my 70s, 80s, and stole from the wrong person. Ended up getting a bewitched chalice that was belonged to a high priestess from the Spider Queen. I was thrown in prison, where I eventually escaped, and then I'm fleeing to Saltmarsh, where I ran into some friends at another port to try and find, I guess, a new life away from the underworld.
Nice.
Thanks.
I like it.
Give us
you're a deep gnome.
Yeah, give us a good
gnome.
description.
Okay.
I'm about.
Give us a
All right.
description of what you look like.
Okay. I'm about 3 feet tall, 45 pounds, roughly lithe, athletic build, ashen blue, gray skin. Got deft hands, nimble fingers. I've got leather black armor, torn rags in between it because I've been hiding, living underground for a while. I'm not used to the surface world, so I'm skeptical of everything. I've lived underground my entire life. But I also have eyes that sort of switch between mischievous and I've got a smart remark on my lips. You don't know whether I'm about to take something from you or I already have. Green eyes, black eyebrows,
Bushy, probably.
scars. Yeah, bushy.
Scar across where? I'm sorry.
Sorry?
You had a scar, you said?
Yes, scars across hands, neck from being in chains for so long in the prison, being tortured by the drought. Big towel, hood overhead. Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Thank you.
You take notice to your other crew members joking and laughing with you as you're trying to pull these large hempen rope, mooring ropes to throw them over to you. Your two other acquaintances and friends are on the shore or on the dock themselves. Two of them you recognize. One is Henderson, the other is Jennifer. Both are half waving, half smiling and smirking to you, ready to catch the moorings to tie him up to the dock to finally settle in the ship. Let's get a good description of Jennifer to the party.
Jennifer, the first thing you notice is her slightly glowing fire-like hair and her cracked charcoal skin. She is the fire genasi.
On a boat? Great.
Yeah.
Go on, tell them your career.
I am a
A
fisherman.
barbarian.
What are you?
I'm a local fisherman in Saltmarsh.
Oh, that's right. Yep. One of the fishermen here on Saltmarsh that makes a living fishing. That's a fisher. So, yep. But you know the ins and outs of Saltmarsh just as much as Henderson does. You guys have lived there for over a year. Actually, you've taken room up in the inn for over a year. And like I said, you have met them all within the year and became friends. Formed some kind of strange friendship between the six of you. Being because you're all in the very shadowy trades, or just because you're lonely and need some kind of companionship. You're not quite sure how this friendship formed, but it did. With that, Henderson, give us a description on the dock there as you're waiting for the mooring rope to throw out to you.
Well, the first thing you see is this giant 6'5" man waving both arms in the air, saying, "Oh, friends!"
Told you it wasn't gonna make it.
And yeah, I'm just coming to greet you guys on the dock. I'm very cheery giant, but I do have very well fighting experience, as I am an ex-marine, but I decided to join the life of the pirates while escaping the tyranny of the army. And at night, when I go to bed, I just hear the ghosts of all my fallen enemies, and all of them are just whispering into my ear. So although I'm cheery in the day, I'm quite dark by night, ironically.
All right, anything else before we continue on?
How old are y'all?
I am 26.
No.
Are you
I
human?
guess
Wait a minute. Henderson, are you human?
Yes,
Okay,
I am a
you
human.
are a human. Okay.
Yes.
26-year-old human. All right. Jennifer, how old are you?
Oh, I have it as 21.
Okay, so you're pretty young. Mondi, I don't know if you gave your age on your description.
I'm 200.
Okay.
So
200.
all of you have known me since diapers.
Oh, and also I want to say I also have an eye patch.
Except for Chase. All of you have known Chase and...
With the eye patch.
Except for Jinx and Valgus, all of you have known me since diapers. Since you were in diapers.
All right, cool. That's awesome. Henderson, is it a patch for like a cosmetic patch to make you look cool? Or are you actually missing an eye from the patch? 'Cause we need to talk about that.
In one of the battles that I fought before leaving, I got shot in the eye with an arrow.
So you have no eye there.
Yeah, so
you're
you guys,
blinded.
I don't want you guys to see my eye hole.
With that, all your perception checks are at a disadvantage.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Okay. So just so you know, because of that, all your perception checks are disadvantaged.
Big deal. You got us. Don't worry about it.
All right.
No one likes them one-eyed.
Jinx, we know, said he was 60 or 70 years old, right?
120.
Or 120. Meritazah, what is your... Or Meritazah?
He doesn't believe in birthdays, but he's probably about 50-something.
Okay.
If he were to count. Yeah.
Okay. Vilgis, you said you were how old? Kevin?
I'm 134.
134. Okay. So, throwing the moorings ropes over, I need an acrobat or an athletics check from Jinx. All we need for you to do is you're just going to click on the word athletics and click on it with your pointer, your mouse. And so it rolls in chat. Shouldn't be too hard for you, Jinx. You got...
Yeah, give a second to find it.
It's under your skill list of skills. So you are finally able to toss over this heavy rope to the dock itself as Jennifer and Henderson walk over and start to tie up the mooring ropes, and the rest of you do the same. You begin to unload your yourselves and any luggage you have. You do have some cargo, Marchazah. I want you to choose a type of cargo you think that you would have aboard your ship. It isn't a lot, but it is something you can sell either at the local merchant that's there that you all know. You all know him pretty well. He owns a shop, and so if you want to do that, you're welcome to do that. Just give me an idea of what kind of. It's just normal cargo. It's not smuggled cargo. It's not illegal. Anything illegal. You just picked it up on the way because you knew we were coming here. You're going to Winston's Emporium. He's the actual owner of the shop and and you'll be able to sell that to him. So figure out what you want, what you guys want. You all can figure it out. It's not a ton. It's not. You can
I
carry
managed to find some.
What's that?
Let's say I managed to find some decent pearls while freediving. For fun.
All right, roll me a 1d6. Okay, so you found 3 pearls. You're not sure the quality of them. No one's a dwarf here, right?
No.
The gnome might know more of jewelry, but probably not. But you have 3 pearls that you can sell off too if you want. With that, so figure out your cargo. It's probably less than half full of your hold. Your hold can carry a half a ton of cargo, so you're probably half of that. So you probably have a quarter ton of that cargo that you can sell off. It's just going to be normal goods. Nothing extravagant. Nothing super expensive.
So just like you get like
it could be flour.
Porcelain dinerware.
Porcelain what?
Porcelain dineware? Porcelain like plates and I don't know for fancy ladies.
I know, but think about where you're coming to. You're coming to Saltmarsh. I guarantee nobody's gonna want to purchase
spices.
All right. Okay.
Spices. Yeah, he's got spices.
All right. So you have a quarter ton of spices to load off your ship.
Spices.
You guys get off the ship. You bring your wet bags with you and everything of any clothing. You're planning to stay in Saltmarsh for quite a while. You all shake hands, congratulate, hug, whatever you do. While you guys are finishing up, tying up the boats and the boat and having your talks with not seeing each other for at least a few months, it's been Henderson. You mentioned to the party. Jennifer, you kind of know about this already because of living in Saltmarsh. There are rumors going around of the old house that is just inland on the old coast road that used to be. It's long and abandoned by now. You're telling him, but it was once harbored by some kind of alchemist or something years ago. But you're hearing these rumors through the town itself, just recently, of it being haunted. And there are people, the town itself of Saltmarsh are very superstitious people. They do not enjoy any haunting of anything at that point. They think it's bad for the fishing. It could then bring the fishing down, and then once again bring their whole wages down and everything like that.
Okay.
So that's you've kind of talking to that, knowing that you guys live above this. You have a couple houses or a couple rooms in the broken snap line. We'll get into that in a little bit, but you've been hearing it within the tavern itself and other places you guys have walked around. The thing is that both you and Jennifer think that if we were to investigate this for Saltmarsh, the town, it seems maybe interesting. You want to find out some more information. You don't have enough information really about this. With this at all. So maybe asking around or maybe getting to some of the taverns. You guys know the taverns have always got ears to the ground, right? Or through the smuggling rings, you can find out more information. So the taverns would probably be your best bet to find more information out about this with that.
Cool. Welcome back, everyone. Who needs a drink? Anyone? Anyone? Mundy? Maritza? Villagers?
What?
Jinx? Anyone want a drink?
I'll go.
Because, oh, no, well, anyway, you don't have to drink. I'm gonna drink. We're all gonna drink except you, apparently. And let me just tell you, we've been hearing a couple rumors about this, place where an alchemist used to live. So I say, we go in there and, start hearing some of these rumors and get some more information about all of this.
You had me at drink.
So
Perfect then. Drinks and
let's talk about that
goal for everyone.
really quick here. So there are 3 taverns to drink at. There is a couple. There's the one that's owned by the dwarves. A lot of times, nobody that's not a miner, because there's dwarven mining happening nearby in near Saltmarsh. So there's the dwarven. You guys call it the dwarven bar or the dwarven tavern. People do frequent the dwarven tavern. It's called the Wicker Goat. It's also takes the dubious honor of being the oldest tavern in town. And you know the Wicker Goat is owned by Lankes Carid, a retired officer of the Kiosh army who caters to the dwarven miners and town guard. It's a 2-story building. It has sleeping quarters for rent on the upper floor. It's usually sufficient to accommodate the slow stream of travelers making their way through Saltmarsh on their way to somewhere else. You don't typically... You guys sometimes go there to drink, but rare. But you know that there's tasks or quests that can be had there. Because there's a dwarf that normally works the mine, is seen there drinking a lot of the times. Her name is Manistrat, and you've picked up small little tasks and quests before from her. So if you're looking for some downtime activities and some extra gold in your pocket, you know that you could always rely on finding Manistrat there and finding some kind of tasks or small quests that she does offer for a bit of coin. But that's not something that you guys typically go to. You either go to the broken or the snapping line, which is where you and Jennifer stay, and typically the rest of the party stays there. It's a popular inn and tavern built from planks and hulls of a half a dozen decommissioned fishing ships. You know the decor is predictably nautical in theme, and its sleeping rooms are plain but comfortable renditions of a ship's cabin. The smell of fish has never been scrubbed from its walls, so you have that comfortable smell of fish when you go into the snapping line always and when you stay there. Unfortunately, when you stay there for nights on end, your belongings begin to get steeped in the scent, and it can last for several days. You know that sailors and fishers go over there to trade stories and drink into the night. And you know the owner who runs the snapping line is Hannah Rist. You know that she's lived in Saltmarsh her whole life with her family, who are all well-known lobster catchers. They also make the Rist family also makes a very strong spirit from the lobster meat and potatoes called claw wine. It's wickedly popular within Saltmarsh and travelers themselves. To put it mildly, though, it does acquire a taste because it's got a very lobstery, fishy taste to it. With the potatoes, it's kind of a strange taste, but it gets you drunk very quickly. It'll knock you on your ass. And she does employ former dockhands to keep peace in her bar. This is a place where you could find crew members who are more of the more reputable kind of sailors that you could find on a boat. But if you're looking for more of the shadier type and a bar that you guys like to go to quite a bit, it's more of up your alley. Is the empty it's the Sea Hag, and it's partially supported by stilts that are driven into the harbor waters. It's a rickety tavern that is just the strongest sea storm that could come by could knock it over at any day. But it's just known for a haven for the smugglers, mercenaries, assassins, and pirates that are patrons of the Sea Hag. The owner, Kreb Schenker, um, just is just a really burly, very shady character who's been running the Sea Hag for seems like forever now, and he takes coin from almost anyone and asks no questions. But any troublemaking that happens, they're immediately thrown out the door and over the railing into the reeking harbor. Um, but this seems like this is the place for you at more than anywhere else is the old Sea Hag. The old sign above the door is a picture of a Sea Hag. The paint's peeling and melting, and so when it rains, it drops this green sludgy paint off of it that looks like it's the Sea Hag is dropping green slime off of her face every time you walk through. Everybody gets hit by a drop of it. And it just is this place that is comforting to a lot of you and your with the shady dealings that are happening within Saltmarsh. The Sea Hag is the where to go for drinks. I'm going to point out to where all those places are really quick on the map so you have a general idea. You guys, most of you already know. So when they appear on your map, there's going to be a number by it. So the Sea Hag is located right here on part of the inlet of the dock. Right here. Let me ping it for you really quick. So that's the Sea Hag right there. Depending on where you guys want to go, of the 3 places to get a drink, we also have the place where you guys are staying, which is the snapping line, and that is located, I'll show you right here. Okay, so that is location is right here. Okay, and the last place would be the other tavern, which is the one for the dwarven miners that a lot of people do still come into. It's the Wicker Goat. And that is further up into town, away from the hustle and bustle of the ocean, the sea. And that is located right here. Okay. Okay. So you have, those are the 3 tavern locations that you know of. I don't know if you want to stop in and get a room first before it fills up for the night, or do you want to go and get a drink immediately? What do you guys want to do?
What do we got to do tomorrow? Back on that damn boat.
No, you guys are going to be here for a little bit. You guys are visiting, maybe making some connections, possibly maybe getting some more cargo, trade it out for some new cargo. Maybe you want to take another trip later, but you are going to be here for a little while in Saltmarsh.
Can we just sleep on the boat tonight?
Well, there's only one cabin. It's the captain's cabin. There's no other place on there. You can sleep on the
You
deck.
feel like snuggling?
You can sleep on the deck if you want.
I am small.
This is a small boat. Remember, it's not a huge boat. It only has a cargo.
The yacht.
It only has cargo. It doesn't have any other. I guess you can sleep down in the cargo bay if you wish, because that's available. But there's no other type of. You could set up maybe some hammocks if you want. It's up to you guys how you handle this. I don't care where you guys stay. You guys can make camp outside of the town too if you wanted to. It's up to you. Marcus does have a. I'm sorry, not Marcus. Henderson does have a gypsy wagon, which does have a bed in the gypsy wagon, but only a single bed.
Someone may sleep in the gypsy wagon.
I can sleep wherever. If anyone has a preference.
I'd rather smell like spices than fish.
Now I've gotten used to the smell.
So no one cares.
All right.
I guess.
I'm sleeping in my cabin. I mean, there's only room for me. I might have a lady over. Like I don't need these
Captain's
people
quarters
in my
are
cabin.
only for
Yeah.
It's your
my
boat.
oasis.
So. By the way,
Yeah.
forgot to ask you, what's the name of your boat? Did you name it?
Oh boy.
I'll let you think about it. You can think about it.
I'll
put
think
you on
about
the
it. Yeah,
spot
you
there.
put me on the spot. Yeah,
I'll let you
that's a
think
big
about
decision.
It's early in the day, so the time is. We'll put out the time here for you. So you guys kind of realize how early in the day you arrived into town. So it's about 7 a.m. It's pretty early. Shops are just opening up. Like I said, there is a storm coming in. You get a light breeze along with it's starting to pick up a little bit, along with a small light shower. But you can see in the distance, especially being sailors and pirates that you all are, the whitecaps are forming further in the distance on the sea. You know a storm's coming. You can see it. So there's going to be some rough storms and rough waters coming soon, within probably the next half of the day or so, somewhere around the noon time.
Maybe beds on land then.
Yeah,
Don't test the sea ditch.
I haven't been up on the surface, much less on water at all. I'm gonna go to the inn. Who's with me?
I'm going there too.
Yeah, let's get rooms at the inn.
All right. So you guys kind of wander through the town, noticing some of the buildings as you wander around. You know and remember a lot of where the buildings are in the area. The two closest buildings that you just passed by are the Dwarven Anvil, a blacksmith forge, located right here. Okay, that's the blacksmith forge. Has a single anvil with a clear sign of dwarven origins and a black log of orders 10 miles long. He's always working on something or another. While he's there are other human smiths working with him. They're creating hooks, nails, harpoons, knives, fishing weights, and much more all day long. You can hear the hammer of the anvils, the hammer hitting the anvils all day long throughout the town itself, along with the sound of the ocean waves crashing. There are two. There's the owner of the smith is an elderly, dark-skinned dwarven woman by the name of Mafera, and her son, who's also a blacksmith, Jasker. It's her best journeyman, is her son. You see, there's a small shrine to Mordana can be found under the eaves as well, though it does look somewhat neglected. Um, so that is happening here. I'm going to go ahead and attempt. That's number 17. That is where the
It's called the Dwarven Anvil.
yes, the Dwarven Anvil. Okay.
Okay.
Let's pop that number 17 open so you guys can kind of know where it's at. As you pass by there, the clanging of the anvils. Next to that is another building right here that you're passing by. That is the Fishermonger's Plants. This is a large fish processing building in the area. It reeks of prosperity and fish. All are engaged in salting or brining the catch brought in by the fleet. Most of the time, these places are busy, and the workers have little time for idle chit-chat. And so that'll be right here, number 18. I will bring that number up for you guys. And this early in the day, the fishmonger's plants are already beginning to work. Workers are there. The same with the Dwarven Anvil, where they're beginning to work early in the day. This is typically they start around 6 in the morning, these two areas, and make it through the day until around 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night when they shut their doors. So they open early and kind of close late for most of it. You continue down the road towards there's lots of houses and other small businesses owned here. As you continue making your way towards the inn, you pass by another building. This one right here. And the name of this building you know of, the Council Hall. This is basically Town Hall. This large brick building contains the offices of the Town Council and the chamber where they meet to discuss the town's businesses. This hall is built from sturdy stone from the nearby cliffs, and a variety of hardwoods form the nearby Hool Marshes, is where they came from. A wooden sign takes a net filled with fish hangs above the double door leading into the hall. A small tower rises from the building, housing a horn at the top, which is blown to announce the beginning of a council session or other significant events. This town is a sturdy but weather-beaten platform and a gallows in front of the hall for use in event of an execution. And the gallows, by the way, are very well maintained because they are used quite a bit at times, especially for their execution. So it's in decent shape. But you've been here for a long time. You've been here for over a year. You've lived. Two of you have lived here for over a year, and you've never seen the gallows used. Is it perhaps just kind of like a testament saying, "Hey, the gallows are here, so don't break any crime," or is it just because they're not so tight and stringent on the laws here in Saltmarsh with it? But when they do occur, they draw a large crowd, and even though you've been here for a long time, there's always still a percentage of a chance that an execution can happen in there. But like I said, it's rare, and you guys have never seen one. And definitely Henderson and Jennifer, you have both never seen one within the last year that you've lived here. So that is number 14, the Council Hall. And then as you make your way further down, you actually now will come into light of the snapping line. And I've kind of already gave you a description of the snapping line. Like I said, it's built from planks and hulls of a half a dozen decommissioned fishing ships. Its decor is particularly nautical in theme, and its sleeping rooms are plain but comfortable additions of the ship's cabins. You approach the doors there. It's early. Do you guys go in, or you guys gonna go in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You enter the the front room of the tap room, and again, there's seats and stools and benches around tables that were reconditioned from the planks of ships. A couple of them like have half rowboats that they turn into these seats, almost like thrones underneath this half rowboat that kind of covers it. At some of the two-seated tables, with that, you do look up, and hanging from the ceiling, you see a huge skull head of a fish head skull with these sharp, pointy teeth. They're giant thing hanging in. Nobody knows the actual, or at least you've never asked, what fish or creature that has come from, but you know it comes from the deep sea of the trackless sea somewhere, and nobody knows when it was caught, if that, or just washed up on shore. Nobody's really given the quite, but there's many tales that talk about this huge fish skull hanging from the ceiling at the snapping line. Beyond that, you see the wooden staircases that lead up to some of the rooms, and then another hallway that leads back to some of the other rooms that follow to the back of it. In the front there's a wooden bar, also repurposed planks from ships. And there behind the bar, you see a young woman who's polishing some tankards. As you enter, she looks up and she gives all of you a huge smile. And she says, "Well, looky here. I'll be damned. I haven't seen you for months. I thought you'd all be in jail or dead by now."
Luck's on our side, sweetness.
Yes, it seems to always be on your side, doesn't it now? Looking to stay for a few days? Weeks, maybe months today?
Yeah, don't know how long we'll be in town, but it'll be a bit.
Getting sick of this damn town.
Shut up.
You're the ever lively one, aren't you there? She looks over at you, Bill, just... Well, you know, I've always got room for all of you. How I much love your company and tales of the sea. And then she pulls out a...
All right.
She pulls out a wooden tray, and she puts 6 shots glasses on it, pulls out a crap, pops the cork off, and pours you all a shot of claw wine. And she kind of pushes the tray to you, and she's the Zombie House, of course.
Immediately shoot it.
So you shoot this freaking... As it goes down, it looks like wine, but doesn't smell like wine, right? And it burns the shit out of your throat. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please, Mondi.
Oh, this'll be fun. Oh, oops.
Well,
Why was that at advantage? Hold up, I need to turn that off.
We'll take the 17 anyway. You cough a little bit, and you wipe your mouth with your sleeve, slam the shot down, and goes, and you acting like you want another one. You accustomed to the taste, and you know how much it just nails you, right? Jennifer takes a swig of it, and immediately her eyes roll back into her head, and she falls backwards onto the ground and is completely out cold. So she's out cold. The rest of you, do you take shots of? Did any of you take shots of Henderson?
Yeah, I'm taking a shot.
Henderson takes a shot, no problem whatsoever. Slams it down, looks over at Mondi, and you both give each other a smile, I'm sure.
12.
Marites, you're good. Realgis, you're getting too old,
Nope.
I think, for it, man.
I smell it and pass out.
Yeah, it barely passes your lips, dude, and you fall backwards and hit the ground next to Jennifer. You don't even get to swig of it. You're right. The smell alone just fucking puts you out. Jinx, you don't make it either. You fucking fall over bad too after you take your shot. You 3 are unconscious. right now. Not dead, you're just unconscious. And Hannah, she just laughs and starts to pour you all another shot from it. So, tell me now, what have the 6 of you been up to? I know 2 of you have lived here and walk around and do fishing and other things and enjoy the sweet, sweet smell of Saltmarsh. But what about the 4 of you? What the 4 of you have been doing in the last few months?
Relatively honest work for once.
Right.
Relatively.
She rolls her eyes. And I got a bridge to sell you there, Mandy.
Swear, I didn't attack a single merchant.
Well, it keeps your nose clean, I guess, and out of jail. And let me guess for you, Martaz. And she winks at you. What about you, you scoundrel? How's that bull treating you?
Me?
Well, of course you. Looking right at you,
yeah, I'd be fine. Boaty treat me better than my 5 wives I left with children and never looked up again. I'd be fine. My nose be as clean as a baby's head. I don't know. But I'd be doing honest work, nothing bad. Those gallows ain't gonna see my neck, never. Never catch me.
You sound so convincing.
Yeah, you're not convincing me at all, Martaz. You know that, right? Not one bit. Not at all. She looks over at the other 3. They still sleeping down there. I got more drink for them.
Been saying it all along. They ain't cut out for this.
Nudge him with my shoe.
Yeah, they ain't cut out for
like
this. Even he lives
I'm
under the
gonna
water.
just kick him awake.
Yeah, all right. So, as you guys are kicking him, Hannah, she grabs a bucket of water and throws it on the 3 of them. The 3 of you come around wet with seawater, so it's not like it's well water. It's definitely seawater. That'll get him going again. I got some more drink for the 3 of you. Anyway, you know your rooms, they're the same. You know where they're at. And don't be strangers. Come talk to me once in a while.
Of course, you got the best drinks in town.
You know it. It's a family recipe. Shubi goes back to kind of cleaning up, puts the shots away that you all guys have enjoyed. The 3 of you who did survive and did not pass out, all of you get 6 temporary hit points for the next 24 hours.
Ooh, heck yeah.
Sweet.
You also, all 3 will get inspiration, the 3 of you. So mark inspiration on your sheets, please.
Oh, yeah.
We can handle our liquor.
Speaking of that, I will tell you that real quick, we are not on a milestone on these adventures. They will be XP. You guys all remember how XP works because it's been a while since we've done XP. We've done mostly milestones on a lot of our adventures. So with XP, and I was explaining this to Chase, that sometimes I will award XP to characters for either role-playing or finishing a puzzle or something like that. So you might not always be equal in XP, right? We've talked about this before. You may level, one person may level just a little bit faster than the other when it comes to XP. So the majority of our XP is in combat, after combat, right? We get most of our XP from killing creatures or doing whatever. But there's also times we gain XP without having combat. So anyway, we'll go on. So you guys grab your things and make your way towards your rooms, your typical rooms that you typically stay at. They're always there for you. Hannah makes sure she never ever rents out those rooms for the 6 of you. Well, the 2 of you are constant room there you pay for. But the other 4 of you always will have a room there at the Snapping Line. That is just because you've created some kind of friendship with Hannah within the last year. With it, you guys decide how you became friends with her. That's up to you as the party. But you guys have got a very good, close relationship with her over the last year. Is it because Jennifer and Henderson live there and have established this friendship with her, or the 6 of you have figured out the friendship? You guys figured that out as a party. That's up to you. But you guys come to your rooms. Like I said, they're modest rooms with a nautical theme. Most of the beds are pretty comfortable. They're also a lot of it's just repurposed stuff from other ships. They all look like cabins when you walk into a ship on a cabin of this time period. Remember, we're in 1492 is our time period. We're in the 15th century, so you've got that kind of look to it. Um, a good example would be any old pirate movie that you've seen. Those kind of cabins in any of those would give you a good idea of what you're thinking this room would look like with it. Each one has a porthole for a window, so a small porthole just like on a ship. Each one of those rooms has a porthole for a window. You can open and close it to smell the salty, fishy sea air that Saltmarsh has to offer you. Comfortable enough to get a good night's sleep, especially when you're drunk enough. You can just fall into the bed and get a good night's sleep. It is summer, so it is going to be warm here in Saltmarsh, but you will get your tropical storms. They will come in and they will be severe at times off the sea. So keep that in mind. This is not the tropics. This is not far south troll, so you're going to get more milder summers, but still keep in mind it's going to be warm. We talked about rations. We will use rations when we take our long rest, right? You've got to have rations or some kind of food you're going to eat. We won't track water. I know it's warm in summertime. We won't track water, but you have a water skin. It's part of your rations. So let's all keep that in mind too. Anyway, so you guys have established your rooms. What are you guys doing next?
What time is it?
We're going to add about
Saturday.
an hour to our time. So let me add.
Early.
So it's about
Okay.
8 o'clock. Let me
know when I can get my ass up.
You got splashed with water.
Yeah, you got hit with
All right.
water. So that's how you all are up, and the three of you kind of are groggy, drunk, and stumbling to your rooms, and dropping, just kind of like throwing your stuff in your room, all stumbling around and everything, all. So, guys are drunk. The three of you are still drunk, but awake and functioning. It is not 1 a.m. I don't know why that said 1 a.m. Okay, so it's actually 8. Let me reset the time. Anyway, so that's where you guys are at.
All right. Before everyone goes up to the room when I get up, as we're all like a party, I'm just gonna say drunkenly, when are we gonna skip town and go on an adventure and get some goddamn treasure like we've been talking about for the last fucking few months as I'm stumbling up the stairs to go to my room?
You're spitting and everything as you're saying.
My stories are getting old. I need some new stories. God damn it.
I could take care of this haunting that rumors.
You hear my door slam behind me. He's not gonna help figure it out. You guys gotta figure that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up in my room to see.
I will tell you
if anybody
this:
messes with my
Henderson and
stuff.
Jennifer, you have become very loyal to Saltmarsh for leaving there, and you both have this. Even though you're piratey, smugglers, whatever, right? You still have this loyalty for Saltmarsh, and you both feel it's in you both for some reason to help the town whenever possible. This town has given you a lot, especially Jennifer, who's a fisher here. You've caught a lot of fish. You've made good money. You've made a living. You're happy with your living, right? And you enjoy it. That's why you're here. So the town itself for Henderson and Jennifer, you guys are more connected to this town, more loyal to this town than Monty, Martazal, Murders, and Jinx are because they don't live here. Okay, Saltmarsh has given you a lot with that. So, but you also know the shady sides of Saltmarsh a little more too, living here. So you can point that out to the other four, them not being here as much. You also you both know of a fence in town, along with Jinx. For some reason, he has connections to a fence here in Saltmarsh. Maybe that's what brought Jinx here. Who knows, other than escaping from his background. But there is a fence in town here. And you guys know him Mondi, Mertazah, and Vilgus do not know this fence. The three of you do, though, and at some point you may introduce them, the rest of your party, to this fence. However, not being so much as smugglers as much Jennifer and Henderson, you possibly don't have much known of how much actual smuggling, or you're not connected or in the ring of these smuggling rings that are happening within Saltmarsh. So you don't know a ton about that. You don't know it happens. It's here, but both of you don't know a lot about that. So we lost. Did we lose somebody out of row 20? Looks like Chase.
Mhm.
All right, so you guys have established your rooms. You've got your rooms, the four of you. It's still early, 7 a.m. What's your guys' plan here? What do you want to do? It's empty down in the tap room here in the snapping line, so there's nobody in the tavern right now. At this point in time, 90% of the village is out fishing. It's early morning. They start fishing early in the morning. Sun comes up. They're out fishing. So 90% of the town is pretty dead at the moment. You have a few businesses here and there that are open, that are running. But like I said, the population of the town is quite sparse at the moment because everybody's out fishing. They've left for the day.
I want to ask Hannah about the rumors of the haunting of the old alchemist house. And see if she has heard anything new about it.
What was that? I'm sorry.
We just lost Chase too.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he's alright. I'm gonna direct message him.
I'm going to stay down and talk with Hannah and see if she's heard anything new about the rumors of the haunted alchemist house.
So where are you going to check out the rumors?
Talking to Hannah directly.
Oh, so you want to go down and talk to Hannah? Okay, not a problem. We definitely can do that. You make your way down the stairs back down to talk with Hannah. She's busy in the back. She comes walking out, straightens her apron out around her waist. She looks up and says, "Hey, dearie." Looks like Chase lost power. So hopefully he'll get his power back on soon. So what can I do for you, dearie? Rooms suffice? You know that
Rooms is fine.
I haven't had a chance to come and change your bedding yet this morning for you, or give you some fresh towels. But I'll get there. I'll get there.
I was just wondering if you heard anything new with the haunting at the old alchemist house.
Ah, you've been hearing the rumors too, have you? Yes, you hit in there, get the tavern, go in, and the patrons come in, and they talk about the old alchemist house. He had lived a hermit's life, few visitors and fewer friends. I remember hearing about a young messenger once emerged from the house with the story of a grand library containing countless of tomes. Retellings of the messenger's tale have varied over the years, though. It changes as the years go on. Sometimes it's more of a grand library to the whole house being a library. Sometimes there's the werewolves that live in the house, and they come and bite your head off if you try to take a book from the grand library. But the most popular version suggests that the alchemists have discovered a method of transforming base metals into gold. I don't know if I believe any of that humble jumble magic. But it is true. A lot of the fishers that come out during the night, coming back home to hear sounds from that house, and sometimes they see weird, strange lights. flashes of light from the house. Didn't know if our glorious mayor ever would have the balls to send him or his guards to check out the house. We need someone who's got a little bit of bravery in them. Maybe check out what's going on in the house. I don't know much more about it, but that is what I've been hearing.
It piqued my curiosity at least.
Well, if you were the ones to do it, I'm sure the mayor may be grateful and throw you a bit of coin your way, and maybe not either.
If he doesn't charge me for trespassing.
I don't know. Perhaps you can go and talk to him, or perhaps go to, where there'd be a good place to go. And I hate to say it, it's that damn other tavern that takes a lot of my money away from me. You know which one I'm talking about. That wicked place, the Sea Hag. The wicked place, the Sea Hag. You know, that place. Maybe they've got a little more information to give you. Ears to the ground of the smugglers and assassins and pirates that tend to visit that place, patrons of that joint. It's a rough place, though.
Let's go there.
Well, thank you for the added information. This
Absolutely, dearie. Anything for you.
Piqued my curiosity. So, and if you ever need a resupply of fish, just let me know.
Excellent. Thank you.
And I think I'll go head up to my room.
Excellent, Therese. I'll be there shortly, dearie, to change your linen for you.
Take your time. I'm not worried about it.
All right, so you head back up to your room. Is that what you're doing, Jennifer?
Yeah, I'm heading back to my room.
All right. So all your rooms are connected by one after the other. You're not, there's no way into it other than the front entrance of the door, but each one shares the room next to it, like the wall next to it. So you guys are all connected straight down the row of all your rooms. They're all in line there, so it isn't like you're all in different places around the inn. What's the rest of you doing? Henderson, what's going on? What are you doing? Henderson? Did we lose everybody through a thunderstorm?
Jeez, what happened?
Oh, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus, you there? He's muted. All right, what are you guys doing? What's the rest of you doing? What are you doing, Mondi? You're in a room.
I'm checking over what I left there and making sure nothing's gone missing, then pulling out the pearls and actually checking them out,
Okay, all right.
Seeing if anything.
All right. Let's see. So let's roll me a investigation check, please, on him.
Why is it still advantage? God damn it. I turned that off. I have it on normal. I don't know why it's doing that.
Let me check your sheet. I wonder if it's in the... Let's see, Monty. There we go. Let's check your sheet here. Might be in the gears. Normal.
Not because of expertise. I don't have expertise in investigation.
Yeah, you have expertise in acrobatics and insight and sleight of hand. So,
Yep.
I don't know. That's really strange.
I'm gonna try refreshing.
Okay.
That's just weird.
All right. Let's see, because it does nothing in your sheets with it. So let's see. What did she roll here? A 16. So we'll have her come back on. We'll talk. All right. Are you back yet? Con?
Hmm?
You good? All right. With the 16,
Yeah, I tried refreshing it.
you're kind of holding the squinting at these pearls against the candlelight that's on your desk there, your table, and they actually look really good to you. They could be worth quite a bit of gold to the right buyer. Yeah, so they look pretty good. Or you could make jewelry out of them, whatever you want to do. Sell them or make jewelry. Marita's, what are you doing?
I wanted to go up in my room, make sure my stuff's there, and that barbarian didn't touch it while I was gone.
So you walk into your room and
Well, you'll just have to find out about that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't trust his soft, cushy life as a soldier before he came here.
Your wet bag is still there, full of your your clothes and any other equipment that you brought. It has not been touched or opened with it, so it's still there.
What about all the love letters I keep under the cot?
It's still there.
I'm like lifting the cot up, feeling around, like where? Oh, thank God! Thank
It's
God.
still there. All your fucking love letters. The next baby mama you're gonna have.
Hey.
What about you, Henderson? What are you doing?
Looking for the love letters.
Oh, you're back. Are you in his room?
Oof.
All right, so you're just all waiting in your rooms right now. Don't want to go out for a little bit. Is that what we want to do? Do we want to kind of sleep off our drunkenness for Jennifer? Jinx is not here, and Villages.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna sleep it off a little bit. It's nighttime, right?
No, it's early morning. It's 7 a.m.
It's like 8 in the morning, yeah.
Oh,
You guys are
Jesus!
still-
All right, well, I'm getting up. Fuck this.
Well, that's what I'm wondering what you guys are going to be doing. I mean,
He's usually asleep this time of day. He usually is asleep. He's drunkard. He's probably not been to bed, honestly.
He hasn't slept a wink, is
He
what
doesn't
you're
know what to
saying.
do.
So
yeah, he had to stay on the helm. He couldn't trust these other assholes. Like,
let's talk about your ship really quick, okay? So you have a small keel, right? It you need a couple crew members. You're missing. You can talk Jennifer and Henderson into being those other crew members. If not, you're going to have to hire 2 crew members for the remainder of your ship if you ever want to go back out to sea. The other thing you do not have on your ship is a ballista of any sort, okay? It is unarmed. You would have to get some ballista for your ship at some point. The ship is completely upgradable in this adventure. There are many upgrades for ships in this. There are also other ships to purchase, steal also, or take over. And there are other ships to find and purchase or just find them, right? So you're not stuck with that small keel. There's at some point maybe you can get another bigger ship. But like I said, there are upgrades. There's this adventure took D&D and fleshed out nautical ship combat and ships, fleshed it out, this adventure. So I just want to tell you that because we didn't get a chance to talk about that really last time with it. So, but I did want you to be aware that there are no ballistas on your ship at all. That is something you're going to have to outfit your ship if you ever get into naval combat. The only way you would have to defeat the other ship is to get close enough and board the ship at this point, since you don't have any other type of weapons on the ship. Okay, so that's something to think about with your ship, with it. All right.
I do have an idea to make that easier.
Okay.
Kind of take the pirate nature and instead of giving the captain a double portion for being the captain, we have the ship be its own technical crewmate. So all the upgrades and all the repairs come out of that instead of our coffers. Like, treat the ship like another party member that gets a cut of the gold.
Oh, so divide. Okay. That's a good idea.
What are you gonna name it?
Yeah, what are you gonna name it?
I was gonna name it something like that. Brooksa? No? It's like a spirit or something. I thought that sounded cool.
All right, it's your ship.
You guys have ideas?
Remember,
I'm open to ideas.
Ship,
Everyone's gonna. The Brooksa. The Brooksa.
Maybe you guys sail for a little bit and get a name from it too. You can think about that. It's up to you. It's your ship. With it.
I always name things the Brooksa, so that's what I like. It's like a Slavic vampire ghost creature. It's kind of like a cool banshee creature. So the Brooksa.
Okay. So one thing you know about my character is, especially one of my personality traits, is I love sketching and designing objects, especially boats. Also, I'm obsessed with sketching ideas for an elaborate inventions of cool-looking boats. So I'm always like telling you, like, this boat could be better if you did this, or, you know, probably be a little bit faster if it wasn't made of crap.
And I always insist that it's just fine the way it is. But I'm open to any kind of weapons you might put on it.
Oh, and he's going to go up to the captain there, and he does this every day. He shows you his pouch that's only filled with a few coins. And he's like, so when are we going to make some money around here?
Yeah, as soon as I get my land legs back, I'm working on it. I got a big score out there. I'm going to heard about these ghosts we can catch and sell on the market somewhere. And sell a bottled ghosts. People love them.
All right. Well, my pockets are getting kind of used to being empty now.
He shakes this empty coin purse at you every day.
Yeah, I'm kind of turn.
Yeah, just a reminder.
Turn to that barbarian. There in your life, in your cushy soldiering life, have you ever had any experience catching a ghost with them big arms of yours?
He's still muted, dude.
Hugging your mother. He's muted?
Yeah.
Oh. Never mind.
You just stop the accent mid-sentence.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello, sorry.
Where were you?
The cat was messing with me.
Who?
My cat was messing with me.
He was yelling.
She was pulling out the carpet, and we just got new carpet.
Yeah, someone's yelling at you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yell at me again.
Yeah, I was asking you in your life as a cushy soldier, and your feather beds as traveling the world soldiering. Have you ever had experience catching ghosts? Those big fat arms of yours.
Number one, cushy. I'm the only one who's missing a limb here. Also,
probably got careless and poked yourself in the eye.
Why did you call me?
You think I shot myself in the eye? You think I shot myself in the eye?
I didn't say shoot. I said poked while you were probably cutting a carrot up or something for your fancy dinners.
Oh my God.
You better watch.
We just shit on each other because we fucking are broke and we have nothing to do.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, they're pirates.
like
You're
ya.
gonna shit on each other all the time.
He's not a pirate. He's maybe big and scary, but on the inside he's soft like a Princess Diana Beanie Baby. He's just a beanie baby. He's got beans in his belly.
I'm good enough a pirate to be on your ship at least.
You weren't on me,
Hey,
ship.
no, I'm gonna be like, no, I second that.
You stayed here fishing with that sea elf.
Bitch, I was with you!
Wait a
Some
minute.
dead fish on the shore that.
Wait a
better
minute. Wait a
pirates than half
minute.
the people.
Jennifer's not a sea elf. She's a pirate.
Oh, whatever. They're all the same. Sea elf, high elf.
Are you sure
That
that
was Nazi.
that claw wine didn't get to you there much, Martha? Because
Oh,
it
wait.
certainly seems like it
She's-
has.
Oh, the
She's
fire,
a
the fire.
She's
the
literally
fire
made of
lady.
charcoal.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Yeah, you don't want her on your ship. She'll catch it on fire.
No, I don't want any of them on my ship, but beggars can't be choosers.
Well, Henderson goes up to him, gives him a hug, picks him up from the ground, and kisses him on the forehead and says,
Oh my God.
I'm not scared of ghosts, and I'm
Right.
not scared of you.
Well, that's good because we gotta be catching them and selling them on the black market. Or whatever we're doing there. I don't remember. Wasn't
Maybe
paying
next
attention
time
to
I'll
that.
let you hit the fucking reefs.
Wasn't
Wait a
paying
minute,
attention to
are
that
you out?
exposition.
Are they all out in the hallways doing this? Or are they
Yep.
in the room?
I would
We're
assume
essentially on the hall.
it's got to be in the hallway. Although the walls are probably pretty thin, but you guys are gonna be out in the hallway doing this, or in each other's doorways talking in the hallway. I mean, that's a possibility too.
I'm in the hallway. They're not coming in my room.
And also as I'm after I kiss him on the forehead, I'm still hugging him. I spin him around, and put him the opposite way of his room, so I just slowly start just stepping back a little bit, towards his room.
Wait, how old would you be? 26?
Yes, I'm 26. What, do you have a problem with that?
What's your mother's name?
Beatrice is her name. Don't say anything about my mother.
You didn't know your father, did you, boy?
What is that?
It's his long lost
I actually have a
son.
tattoo of him. Look. Look at this tattoo I have. I lift up my shirt just to a blank chest, no tattoo, and like that.
You're all children.
All right, put your nips away, lad. We gotta go find ghosts.
All right, let's go then.
This old crazy, whatever you are, sea elf will come with us. We'll find out. I'm still learning your names. Virgus.
I'm still learning the names.
I'm not. Don't
Wait
call
a
me.
minute. Here's
CL.
what's hilarious. You've known each other for over a year, so it isn't like you guys just met.
He's insane. I mean, I don't think he really.
Oh yeah, that's
And
true,
what's
so that
funny
would
is
do it.
you've called everyone else a sea elf.
Everybody's a sea elf in my eyes. It's me against the world.
Well, that's just rude.
What happened to that wee lad, that little kid that was with us? That little sea
Still
elf.
unconscious, I think.
Oh, he had a power
What on
outage.
earth did I just walk into?
Nothing. What do you know about the ghost on the hill in that
You're right.
alchemy house? Where are they?
Well, I do have 2 leads.
Okay.
We could go to the mayor. And I figure if we go to the mayor, he might pay us to get rid of the ghost.
Mayor and I aren't exactly friends, or say. What's the other one?
Hannah suggested that we go to the other tavern to get more rumors about said ghosts.
Oh,
Well, which one? There's 2 of them.
You shouldn't be going to the Sea Hag, barbarian. That place isn't for a soft lad like you.
Why?
That's where the real. That's where the real men go.
She says nice things to me just like everyone else. I deserve to be there.
All right, this will be his first time at the Sea Hag. Has he been to the Sea? Have you been to the Sea Hag before?
Yes.
Well, it's his first time with Maritza. It's a whole different experience.
It's a good point.
Well, your levers
That is a good
better
point.
be made out of steel because the first round is on me.
Yep.
Well, I have no problem going with the mayor. It's more direct than trying to get rumors. That may or may not be true.
If you don't mind doing the talking, because I don't really agree with the fucker.
What do we know about the mayor? Do I know anything about the mayor? Is that a person I would have been acquainted with? I was kind of role playing that he knew the mayor, but I don't know if he actually
all
does.
of you know he's more of the head of the council than the mayor. But you do all know him. He's kind of a shyster. He does look the other way.
Oh, okay.
Listen to me. He does look the other way when it comes to nefarious activities. As long as there's a gold piece or two handed, slid his way, he'll look the other way, and same with his guards. So he is a little bit of that kind of leader of the head of the council there. So yes, you all have. You don't go and say hi to him and have coffee with him daily or anything like that. None of you do. But you do know of him. You, especially Jennifer and Henderson, have spoken to him before. The four of you have not really spoken to him, but you do know of him, either through passing in the town, things that citizens have said, or even Jennifer and Henderson themselves have talked to you about. So.
Okay. I'll tell Henderson to bring his coin pouch. You may need to brag him with some of your gold.
I'm already paying for the drinks. You bribe him.
I don't have any money. I'm poor.
Oh, look at that. The kid has more money than the adult. You make poor financial decisions.
I gave it all to orphans and needy lepers.
So that's why I have all this money.
Deception. Yep, orphans and beggars.
Is that what they call the whores now?
What is your? Hold on. He needs to roll a wisdom check against that deception. So, go ahead and roll a wisdom check against that. Nope. So you did deceive him.
Yay.
You believe he's telling the truth about his orphanage for some reason. Henderson, you have been gullible enough to believe that story. As the rest of the
I just remember the time we were out on sea and I was literally starving. I was shaking, convulsing in my bed. And you came up to me. And you ate a piece of bread right in front of my face. I wish I was one of those orphans and beggars.
How are all those ghosts that haunt you at night? Of the boys that died alongside you? Tell them Maritza said hi.
I will, but they don't listen to me. And you never believed me until now that they even exist.
He's just like cackling. All right, fire less with your flaming head like a candle. Let's go talk to this mayor, you know.
On the way
Start
out,
walking out the dang place.
All right, so on the way out,
just so upset.
Not gonna last a day out there on the water.
All right, so what is the plan here now for all of you?
We're gonna go. Well, I'd like to go talk to the mayor. Or the councilman. It seems more effective.
Chit chat with the mayor.
Yeah.
Follow this shit show around because it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow the captain around until I get paid.
Does anybody want to stop at either the market once it opens up? The market should open up around 8, or do you want to go directly to Winston's store real quick? Because I know, for some reason, I know that Mondi is itching to sell those freaking pearls, I believe. So.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you have? Did you pick up cargo while you were out to sell too?
Oh, you also have cargo to sell. You have a quarter ton of spices. A quarter ton of spices that you brought Where'd you bring him from?
Cholt.
All right. There you go.
Yeah, land of the monkeys. All right.
And coffee. Coffee came from Cholt too.
Spices and coffee. Quarter ton. All right.
Sell off that, then go talk to the mayor.
So you want to go to Winston's first, and then the mayor, or the mayor first, then Winston's?
That'll
Yeah,
certainly fill our pocket.
yeah. I gotta pay this sea elf guy. Shut him up for a while.
Everybody's
Let's go get rid of this
elf.
spices and coffee.
Oh my goodness!
He is a
that's
sea
awesome.
elf. Isn't Vilgus?
No, he's a Triton.
He's a Triton,
oh,
actually.
God. Oh, yeah.
I'm the sea elf.
There's only
Well,
one
there's a
sea
big
elf.
difference there, yeah.
There's only one sea elf in your party, okay? Like I said, again, I know that you're forgetful and crazy, but you have been with these people for a year. Just keep that in mind.
I forgot. I personally never get. I always forget those two are different races.
It's the beginning of dementia. You're getting.
Yeah.
All right, so is that where you're going
Poor
first?
old
Are we going to Winston's store first?
Yay.
All right. You guys
Yeah.
leave
Yeah,
the.
he's a great lad.
All right, you guys leave the snap line, and it's raining a little harder. It's a kind of a cold rain in the warm morning sun has now turned with a cold rain. Wind is picking up off the sea. It's coming off, so you're not only just getting the rain, but also the moisture off the sea that's coming in. The waves are thing, and the four of you for sure know. A storm is definitely coming, and it could be pretty bad coming off the sea itself. As you guys make your way down the backside of the road, crossing past the Kingfisher River, and continuing on past some of the farms that outlay the small town of Saltmarsh, it's about a 25-minute walk from the snap line to Winston's store here. It's a pretty decent sized store. It's a general store. It sells all kinds of different things. The little bit that you know about Winston is he's a retired rogue. He seems to know a great deal about the Hool Marshes. Spent years as an outlaw lurking in the marshes before a raid on an army payroll caravan netted him enough loot to open a business, which he then retired from, quote unquote, retired from being a rogue and opened this store here in Saltmarsh. However, these a few of the council members have pushed the leader of the council himself to actually start adding more guards and security to Saltmarsh, because some of the council members are not happy with the criminal activities within Saltmarsh at all. And with that, the increased presence of law enforcement in Saltmarsh has actually put Winston on edge, and is very concerned that his involvement in that heist will emerge. But in the meantime, he still has his front of doing business with sailors, adventurers, and those who need solid goods at an honest price. That's what he always says. Winston has a few maps of the marshes, and those who intend to explore the areas often consult with him for guidance. Three of you know a little bit of who Winston is and his backstory. Jennifer Henderson and unfortunately, Chase is not here, his character. But you have talked with Henderson and Jennifer previously, and Henderson and Jennifer know that he's a fence also. So he does sell stolen and illicit goods from time to time when he can, and when he's not so nervous about the security forces within Saltmarsh itself. So that is Winston and his store. As you enter the door of it, he's busily putting up gear and goods and things on his shelves. rearranging them. Seems to be always a bit on edge and nervous with him. With it, he is a humanoid, and like I said, he's in his late middle age human. He has mutton chops of a beard, brownish red hair. You can see it's curly and getting long, and bits of gray start to appear in his hair and in his mutton chops that he does have. He recognizes all of you the moment you walk through his door, and he goes, "Aha! It is good morning to you all. It's been a while, has it not, for the four of you? I see, mon dieu, Matsut, you still keep well. I don't see a noose around your neck at any time soon. Village, you old sea dog, you. You even remember me? And how can I forget the fiery Jennifer and the old... Well, I wouldn't say old, how are you now, sailor? How you doing, Henderson?
Oh, I'm good. You wouldn't happen to have any of those nice goats back there, would you?
Goats? I have no goats. You know that in the market they have in the
Kind of
green
weird.
market. Look, you've lived here long enough, Henderson, to know that the green market is where it sells all the livestock. Why are you coming to me here and asking if I have goats here?
Because he's not allowed to go back to the livestock trader. He was touching too many of the goats.
Mind
We
him
don't talk about that.
his days as a soldier, alone with all those men.
Yeah,
Just
no one-
kind of curls up a little
he's
bit.
not allowed in the stables. He's not allowed around any animals right now.
An eyebrow raises up.
horses.
One left eyebrow raises and goes, "Come on, Henderson. How long have you lived here? You know the green market is where to find that stuff. I do not have them, nor would I keep goats ever here. They smell. They smell worse than this godforsaken fish hole that we live in."
Oh, I can't remember who I was talking to then. I thought it was you. Whatever. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while.
It has been some time. And how's the lovely Jennifer doing? Fiery as ever.
I'm doing all right.
Good. Good. And Mondi, I've not seen you in quite some time. How's the sailing life going? And sitting with that old sea dog, I would never be able to make it as a sailor with that. And he looks over at you. Hellish rebuke that you are.
Luckily, I've served under many captains in my time. I'm used to it.
He looks at you and goes,
I'd
"Yes,
be offended.
quote unquote captain, right?"
Mm,
I'd be offended. I came here with quite the deal for you. The finest spices and coffees that Cholt has to offer. He just really starts
Oi!
talking about
His
this
eyebrow raises
shipment he's got.
again.
Yeah, it's the night. It's like, yes, these are spices picked by the flying monkeys of Cholt. The finest spices.
Flying
These are
monkeys.
very expensive.
Have
Hey,
you-
they get up on the trees and yay. He's trying to just really build this up, trying to persuade this guy to take his.
Coffee
and Mundy's rolling her eyes behind him.
Say, he says coffee and spices, eh? Who'd you rob to get that stuff? Who did you rob to get all that?
I'm offended. I didn't rob anyone.
He chuckles
Would
and
never
laughs.
think of that. Not
Pull-
Marita.
Pulls his pipe out, begins to stuff it with weed, with tobacco weed, and he says, as he's pushing down in it, "Are you sure now? What's the coffee like and the spices? What kind of spices are they?"
It's the finest monkey turmeric. It's made. The monkeys picked it and take little rocks, and people collect it. And the coffee is the finest in Cholt of the Choltish mountains and the jungle. Pygmies have to gather it.
All right, Matsusa, you're working way too hard to try to sell me this. Of course, I'll buy it from you. Of course.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you honest, the honest going rate for all that. He says, "What do you got? A quarter ton of all that spice, coffee?"
Aye. Yeah, quarter ton.
I'll give you 300 gold pieces for it. No more, no less.
Oh, it's worth nearly double of that. What are you talking about? It's worth way more. It's worth.
All right, you can load it.
350, no lower.
I tell you what, you can load it back into your ship and send it back to Cholt for all I care. He lights his
Come
pipe.
on now, let's not be hasty. I've gotta unpack it. I gotta pay these people to do the labor. I need to make a profit from it. He starts really kind of pawn shop
Five.
or pawn stars.
Five.
This guy, like,
Three.
It's just Winston's an honest businessman, ish. It's a
Ish.
good
He
deal.
looks at you. Of course I'm honest. Then that's all the town needs to know, right? He lights his pipe. Now
Yes, of course.
here. Listen to this. I'll give you 310 gold pieces for it. Takes a puff
310.
Takes a puff on the pipe.
I guess this economy be hard on us all. I'll take 310.
Wait a minute
No,
now. You're giving up haggling that easy? Come on. Man, you're... He shakes his head at you. Fine. 310 spits in his hand and hands his hand over to you.
Maritza will do the same.
You shake on it. Fine, he pulls out a scale, sets it on the thing, takes another puff of his pipe. And what about the rest of you? You shopping today or just visiting? As he's messing
I'm
with
gonna
the
look at
scale.
that scale and kind of investigate that scale, see if it's rigged.
Go ahead, do an investigation. I'm going to tell you right now, you need at least the DC of 15.
Oh,
Well, it's legit to me.
It seems legit. All right, what do you think? I'm some kind of thief? He says. as he
Hey,
takes
I
a
don't
puff
trust
of the pipe.
anyone. I'm gonna get right up in his face. I don't trust anyone.
What do you think? I'm some
And
kind of thief?
I smell like rotting seaweed. You can see on his chainmail armor there's like corals and stuff still in there. He never cleans it.
Well, I tell you what, Vilgis, a bath will do you some good sometimes. You know that, right? Takes a puff on his
You
pipe.
know I'm aquatic.
So, I'm retired, right? So I enjoy my life as a storekeeper now. Always a bit looking over my shoulder, though, will be the rest of your life. Anybody else wish to do any business as he's counting out coin on the scale? Mondi, how about you?
I did manage to find a couple little trinkets for you. Let's pull out the pearls.
Show me,
I'm gonna
show
open
me.
up my pouch and kind of tell him to put some of those coins that it's given to the captain in my pouch too.
All right, as he's weighing them out, he picks them up and he gives you a stack of the coins. He gives you 50 gold pieces.
All right.
And the rest, I guess, is for you there, Mataza, right? Mataza?
I was going to divide it up in equal portions, but if my Triton friend wants just 50, fine, you could just take 50.
No, this is back payment. You still gotta split that up.
All right.
Takes a puff of his cigar and he says, "Let's see what you got, Mondi." You open up the pouch and pull out and pour out the 3 pearls. Aye.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, nature's bounty's gift from DC. And he pulls out a little monocle, puts in his eye. He checks out each pearl closely. Aye, these are
We'd
nice.
each get 50 and
Mondi,
we'd each get 50 gold and
these are quite nice. I can do 50 gold pieces for each. Do we have a deal?
Yeah, that sounds fair. It was barely an afternoon's work for me.
Oh, why are you all so easy to haggle? Oh, I love all of you. Thanks for visiting. You're the best. And he starts putting gold
Well, I
pieces
can't
on the-
cut into your profit.
That's true. True.
And this was barely an hour's work for me.
It's a good point. Good point. And he starts weighing out the gold pieces and then hands them to you. The 50 for each. So you have 150 gold pieces for each one. Now, any other business, or is business concluded for the day?
Did you happen to get any fish hooks in?
Well, I have ones to sell you, yes, or ones that you can get made over at that lame dwarf Smitty that we have in town. You know, I would like to say something real quick. I don't believe that she's a dwarf. I believe she sits on her knees and has a beard and mustache and pretends to be a dwarf. I think she's a human. That's what I believe. Check it out sometime. In fact, I wager when you go to that smithy, pull her beard and mustache off, and I'll give you 25 gold pieces if you do so.
Make it 100 and you got a deal.
No, 100's too rich for my blood right now. You already robbed me.
Ah, I thought you didn't like you don't like the haggle.
I'll give you. How about this? I'll give you 30 gold pieces if you do it.
All right.
Yes,
I'll
is
spit
that a
on
yes?
That's a yes. I spit on my hand and shake him.
All right, he shakes you. All right. So, come back to me when the deed is done, and I'll give you 30 gold pieces. I still don't believe she's a dwarf, so I can't wait to see the surprise face she has when you pull her beard off. All right, everybody's back except for Chase, who still, I guess, electricity's out. Let's take our 10-minute break, and let's come back at, what time is it here? It is...
If we were to divide that spice trade evenly, it'd be 50 gold for each of us and 60 for the captain.
Excellent. In fact, I'll make sure that someone who wants to do treasure this time on this adventure.
Not it.
Not it.
I'll do it. I'm already
Okay.
doing math.
All right, I'll give you the treasure list to take. All right, let's come back at 8:18 for our break, okay?
Or we could put that 10 into the ship fund.
You can do that too. And I'll have that also separated from your treasure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take a 10-minute break. All right, everybody's back.
I am.
Yep.
I'm back.
Oh,
Hello.
sorry
Okay.
about my background noise.
That's quite all right. All right, so we're still at Winston's store. You just sold a few goods, right? You sold your cargo. You sold some pearls, and you took like a little mini side quest from him, from Winston. So, yeah. So, what are you guys doing? Do you want to do any more shopping? Are you finished shopping and heading somewhere else?
Thought we were heading to the councilman's
Is that where you
office.
want to go?
Gonna talk to the mayor
That's my vote. Yeah.
Okay.
about his ghost problem.
All right. So you guys want to head back? I'm gonna add some time here. So we're at about. Let's see what time was it. All right. Okay. Make it back around your walk, past the farms, the houses. Oh, as you make your way past this particular house here, this building here, this structure, I'll tell you what that one is. This is the Saltmarsh house. The Saltmarsh family owns several buildings in this modest complex. The largest is the personal mansion of the Saltmarsh family. 3 smaller buildings house servants, employees of the family's trading fleet, and secure storage for expensive goods. You know that the Saltmarsh family maintains a cadre of a dozen guards, and these mercenaries report to Skrin. And although they outwardly serve the Saltmarsh, their loyalty is to the Scarlet Brotherhood. That is the rumors that are abound. So that is the house here that you are passing by. I'll go ahead and mark it. It's marked at 20. That is now marked on your map. There you go. Okay. All right, so you begin to march your way back to the guild hall and eventually arrive to the guild hall. Rain begins to fall harder on it with it, and the storm is definitely approaching the small village in no time whatsoever. We'll have you'll probably have a good storm coming. Definitely made a lot of racket. Okay. Yeah, so you're in front of the entranceway past the gallows into the entrance of the town hall. Or the council hall. What do you guys want to do? Are you going to enter?
Yes.
All right. So you enter the building, and there are multiple tables all around, and a few doorways that open to other rooms, and you're not quite sure what's beyond those doorways into it. And there is several people at the desks writing and measuring and using scales and things like that. They look up from their desk and they all, can I help you? One of them says to you. No? Nobody says anything?
Oh,
You were cutting in and out. I didn't hear everything.
All right. So as you enter the building, there's several desks. Looks like some clerks, scribes are at these desks. Some are using scales. Some are writing on parchment or tomes. And one of them looks up to you and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, we would like to see the mayor about an issue.
You mean the council leader?
Yes, sorry.
He is not here at the moment. Is there anything we can help you with, or I can help you with?
You can help us go fetch the councilman for us.
Well, I'm quite busy at the moment. I wouldn't be able to do that for you, but I can certainly take a message for him. And I'm sure...
Nah, just tell us where he is. We'll go get him.
Well, it is on a personal matter that I cannot tell you where he is. For that is his own time in business where he is at.
Maybe our mutual friend, Mr. Gold, can persuade you. I'm gonna give Henderson an elbow as if telling him to pay this person some gold.
Oh, all right. I gently put a piece of gold on the desk and slide it towards him with my pinky finger.
He looks up at you and says, "Who do you think I am, man?"
All right, now I grab his pencil and I break it. Yes. Heck this guy.
First of all, he doesn't have a pencil. He has a quill. Okay.
Okay, I take his quill and I break it.
Okay. He looks at you and goes,
I'm going to be like, why can't you just tell us where the guy is? We can't tell you why we're here because it's for a personal matter.
Then I have no business to tell you where he is at. And if you continue to break my items, I will have to call the gods. As he looks at you. And you are a reputable citizen, Henderson. What are you doing breaking my things? You owe me a new quill. In fact, give me that gold piece. Give me that gold piece. That will pay for my quill.
Not over zinc.
How dare you, Henderson? What is wrong with you today? Are you here to be a bully now because your tough friends are here? How dare you? Leave at once.
I want to know where the councilman is.
He's having some kind of war flashback.
I'm going to call the gods. I'm sorry, Henderson. A reputable citizen as yourself come acting like a fool in here. He's cleaning up the ink.
I'm going to try to intimidate him when he says the guards. I go, if you fucking call those guards, I'm not going to be
okay.
I'm backing out of the building.
Okay, so you back out, Mondi.
So am I.
And so does Jennifer. Both of them back out. They leave. All right, so go ahead and intimidation. How dare you try to intimidate me? How dare you, sir? Leave it once or I have to go.
I can't go back to jail and I'm running out of there.
Wait, just a minute here. We got off on the wrong foot here.
No, you see me across the street. I'm kind of like looking around.
Okay.
I'm trying to escalate this.
Yeah.
Henderson, apologize for he's got problems. He's been in war and he saw that feather and it reminded him of arrows raining down on Kai and the ghost at night. And he tried to bribe you because that guy that just ran out persuaded him to do so. All right, let's all calm down. I'm going to try to persuade him. Yeah, 15.
All right.
Trying to calm this guy down a
Fine,
bit.
but he owes me a new quill. He broke it for no reason. And he's dabbing up
I'm
all
just gonna like
ink that
grab
he's
the corner
scored.
of the desk like I'm gonna throw it, but I'm not.
What's wrong with you today, Henderson? You've never acted this way before. Just calm down. You don't
Please
want
talk
to
to
see the cell, do you, today?
Please just talk to my acquaintances.
All right, we're just looking for the councilman mayor to try to find out what we can do about these ghosts.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? If you wish
I
to
don't
check
know.
out the house, you know where it is. You're welcome to investigate the house. Whatever dealings you do find in the house, the councilman would be surely happy to give some of the town coffers to you to pay for your dealings with this house. All it needs to be is investigated to see what is happening and why are the townsfolk becoming so scared and erupt from these silly things. I don't even think it's anything real myself. But I have my word I give you that you bring back any information that you have investigating this house. And we have some money to give, some gold to give to you once you give us information on what is happening at the house.
That sounds fair enough, I suppose. What if we catch the ghost in like a bottle? Are you gonna buy that from us?
He looks at you, he raises his eyebrows and says, you honestly believe there's a ghost there, and you honestly believe that you will catch it?
I've seen things you wouldn't believe with these eyes. He like pulls down his eyelids. I've seen the great sea bitch. I've seen tentacles sprouting out of the poop deck, wiggling around.
Okay, no more to destroy the place or my things. I believe you. Fine. If you think you can catch a ghost, maybe the councilman will be able to pay you extra for that. I am not entirely sure about that, because I myself don't believe in ghosts. Perhaps it's some squatters.
Spend
you
the
can
night
find out,
with
right?
Henderson.
There could be some squatters that have moved into the house. Perhaps we need to get rid of the squatters that are in the house. I mean, who would want to live in that dilapidated place anyway? It seems cursed. Myself, I believe it's cursed more than it is haunted.
Does this Saltmarsh be having squatters' rights laws?
No, of course not.
All right, consider
that
him
house.
gone. I'm not catching a charge by running them off.
The reason being is if they're sitting in that house squatting, they're not paying their taxes. So of course they're not allowed to be in the house unless they're going to pay taxes.
Very well. Henderson, come now. He kind of gestures you to follow him.
Yeah, as we walk out, I follow him, but like I'm not facing towards the door. I'm just walking backwards, staring down this like guy at his desk.
But then you start to think also, Henderson.
It's like tapping my watch, but I don't even have a watch.
You think to yourself now, hey, there's been all these rumors that you've heard living there for over a year that there's some kind of hidden hoard inside the house. You start to remember these rumors. They perceive a great treasure hidden in its walls. You think, what relics and other valuables could the old alchemist keep in the creaking floorboards and cracked plaster walls of his home? You share that information with the rest of your party when you start thinking about it?
Yeah, I think earlier I might have mentioned it like just completely on accident, but you know what? I think there may be gold or treasures in those walls that the alchemist lived in.
Henderson, don't tell anyone but me this.
Why would I do that?
Because
we can hear you. We're right outside.
This is human business. Has nothing to do with you, see.
This is human business.
Sea gnomes to know.
You sea elves. Or that sea elf who was on fire.
All right, I won't tell the sea elves.
We gotta get to this house. There's ghosts, squatters. I'll tell you guys about the squatters, what he said. There's probably just squatters there. There's no ghosts.
Yeah, the rain's coming down harder as you guys are standing outside and getting soaking wet. The cold rain mixed with the sea air blowing against you. thunder around you everywhere.
How does this? Let me see how this. I have a spell. Hold on.
You're gonna use a spell for this?
I will see what it
Just by
does.
close?
I don't know what it is. Hold on, I just want to see what it does. Oops. Oh, that doesn't do what I thought. Never mind. I thought I could stop the storm. Never mind.
Yeah, that'd be very difficult. So as the rain's beating down on you guys, at least you know that Vilgus is finally getting his bath.
He's seen.
It's a free bath.
I'm going to be peeking in the window to see if they're still in there, but any guards came in.
Nope. Nope. But they're back to digitally working, the ones, the scribes and clerks, as the others came out of the building. You share the information with the rest of your party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So all of you are up to speed as far as what they've discovered within the council hall. Now, what's your next step?
Feel like we need to go to the tavern, or do we just want to go straight to the house?
I think we can go to the house.
Yeah, I'm on board with just going right to the house.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same here. It's just rain. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys plan to do? Is you're going to leave? And it is somewhat of a journey from the town itself. You have to exit through the front gates of the town to get to where you need to go. So I'm going to add a little time to what it took inside of the council chambers, the council house.
That's disgusting.
Okay. All right, so you guys are going to make your way to where the house is located, the old alchemist house.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you guys make your way through town, across the bridge out of town. That's you towards town. The bridge itself is called the Sharkfin Bridge. This single large bridge spans a river with shops and homes along its length. The bridge predates the village and is large enough for laden carts to pass two abreast. Elves and fae folk feel vaguely nauseated when they cross the bridge, owing to an ancient curse placed on us long before Keelland rose to existence. So, I need a constitution save from every elf or fae folk that is in the party.
Constitution?
Yeah, constitution saving throw, please. As we mark this on.
It's still doing it. What the shit? I don't know.
All right, let me get your layers. All right, so there is the bridge, and where are we at here? So let me look at what you rolled, and rolled a 7 versus a 12. Also for the 7 fails, so you do vomit up your drink from this morning, both what's left of it and along with any bile or anything else that comes up with it. So, if you wish to know the curse, it's an old curse, and Jennifer and both Henderson have no idea much about the curse, other than it exists on the bridge and has been there for over several hundred years, if not longer.
I'm gonna check on them and see if she's okay.
Oh yeah, she's just
Kinda pat
retching
her
on
on
the
the back.
bridge. People kind of look out their windows and doors of the shops and houses, and are used to it for any elf or fey folk that do walk through it. And some of them shake their head and go back to doing about their business. Others shut their shutters so they don't have to hear your retching sounds as you're retching on the bridge. Yeah. So you go and check on her. Mondi are you doing all right, Mondi?
Mm, Is there another way to go from now on? I don't want to vomit every time I cross a
Yeah,
bridge.
there's the long way around that takes you past the farms and along the Kingfisher River and past the.
I think I might just swim next time.
So there's a longer road that takes you, and then it passes the sea grove of Abadhaji, which is the grove that it passes by the road, which is right here. That's the grove. So it does. The road does. There's a road that does go that way too, so you don't have to take the bridge and the main gate out if it pleases you. You recover from your retching, and you guys are able to continue on your way past some more houses and shops. When you pass these two buildings here, of course, we've got the tavern, which is the minor tavern, which is the tavern of the Wicker Goat, right? And then across from the tavern is this location, which is the barracks and jail. Some of you may or may not have spent some time in that jail, sobering up in one of the beds in the cell, Henderson. You've met sometimes in there. So, but yes, so that is.
Remember that goat.
So that is the jail and barracks of the city guard. That's number 2. So that is what we'll be bringing up here. Putting this up on the map. There you go. So that is the number 2. That is it. Continuing to make yourself to the southwest, you finally make yourself to the city gates of the walled-in gates of the city. And knowing that a lot of you know a little bit of the history, especially Jennifer and Henderson, that Saltmarsh was built on the ruins of a much older settlement, sometimes called Old Saltmarsh or the Old Harbor. One sign is that the town has a small stretch of wall and a single town gate secured by 2 or 3 guards. This wall is old, crumbling, and badly worn by centuries of rain and wind coming in from the trackless sea. The garrison at the gate consists of older guards, those nearing retirement and unwilling to enable to walk patrols. Their eyes are sharp and they are prone to gossip. A pull from a flask of whiskey or a few silver pieces can persuade them to provide information on recent visitors. So, I think I have a handout here. Let me see if I have a handout of the gate. Let me look.
Okay, I changed it. Jesus.
You fix it? So
What's
you
that?
hope you fixed it?
Oh shit.
I have a handout for this.
I think, I don't know.
Here we go. So I'm going to give this handout to everybody.
There we go. I told it to quarry.
All right.
Listen.
Okay, so there should be the handout. That's the entrance
Sweet.
to Saltmarsh. It should be in your journal, everybody.
Who are these people?
Well, they're just not, obviously they're not your adventuring. They're not you. Just the...
They won't last. They're not going to last a day. Look at that bunch. They're fancy bird.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Fancy donkey.
All right, so that is the old gate to the city, is what that is. That is number 1 on the map. and you walk past the guards. They're just mumbling and talking about different things and kind of watch you as you leave. They said, one of them goes, "Where are you off to then?"
Official
House.
councilman business. Yes, like she said, the house.
Councilman business? Huh. You checking out the house, I take it, is what you're doing, is what you're saying. Well, good luck. Hope that the ghosts don't kill you. They all laugh. Hope they do, actually, one of them says. And you guys pass through the gates and head towards the outer skirts of the village. So we're gonna move maps so we can kind of show you where you're at, location-wise. This is Saltmarsh and its environs. This is a strange map, guys. Bear with me. But it will give you a good idea where the location is at once it loads up here. All right, so obviously you can see your location of Saltmarsh here, right?
I have a black screen.
Oh, well, we
I
can.
do too. I see a black
All right,
screen.
hold on. We can fix that.
Me
I
too.
don't know what's going on here. Why everybody sees black
Lars, you
always?
see a black screen?
Lars, I see a black screen.
Okay,
There we go.
You shouldn't now. Okay.
Ah, hexagons.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is Saltmarsh, obviously, where you guys just left. You know to head south along the Sword Coast, and you will come across the house, the alchemist house. I will go ahead and put that on our map here. This gives you a general idea of the surrounding areas. There's a lot. You just haven't discovered it really. Okay, so all right. So that is the direction you're heading towards the haunted house. It's south. It's probably it's about, well, it's a little more than 1,400 yards basically from Saltmarsh to the haunted house or to the alchemist house. As you make your way there, we're going to add some time to your walk. What are you guys talking as you're walking? Are you guys quiet? It's raining. You know, you're along the Sword Coast there. It's raining. It's a pretty good storm.
Talking about what kind of rent do you think they're charging for this abandoned house?
None.
None. That's why there be squatters in it, squatting all day and night.
Well, I mean, like, if we get rid of the squatters, how much do you think? Do you think it's worth?
Probably not much, but I'd be willing to do some house flipping.
Mm.
I'm gonna go up to the little gnome and be like, I bet you a gold piece that fire elf burns that damn thing down.
Why the fuck do you guys keep calling her an elf?
I thought she was an elf.
She's not.
No.
There's only two race. There's humans, then everything else an elf. Fire elf, a short elf, a blue elf, purple elf that be worshipping giant squiggly spiders. I don't got time to memorize all your races. Too busy.
Don't make me stab you, please.
Why you be stabbing old Maritza? What's he ever done to you?
He's a racist old fart.
Let me count the ways.
Stabbed people for less.
All right, so as you make your way, it takes a good amount of time to walk it, especially in the tromping through the mud and water and rain with it. And you finally make it to the front entrance of the house, of this house. The dilapidated house, or let's start with this. So, traveling to the house, the road to the house winds through the rocky coastal terrain, often offering a view of the sea below. It's cloudy, rainy, um, and so the rain continues to fall on you. Um, and you hear the water churning, the salt water, and it's the briny stink of the churning salt water as waves crash against the cliff that you're on. It's about 4 miles from the coast from Saltmarsh, and is only accessible by the old road that you guys are on. The old road is muddy, rooty, lots of stones. Um, the You see as you approach the house, it's a decrepit house that sits on the highest ground in the area. Around it, a stone wall has crumbled in many places, exposing the interior grounds. An ornate metal gate lies open at the end of the road, swaying slightly in the wind and rain. Wild flora grows throughout the inner yard, but all the years cannot hide the evidence of a well tended garden that once sat here. Near the house, the rotted wooden roof of a water well raises out of the tall grass. As you can kind of determine as you guys approach the house closer and closer, the house seems to be probably roughly about 35 feet tall from ground level to roof peak. The roof is gabled and has several holes where the slate shingles have uh, rotted or are missing from the wind. Um, the stone wall is about 6 feet tall, more or less, and encloses the garden. It has definitely potentially collapsed, partially collapsed in several places. Um, so to access any part of the garden, it's simple enough even just to kind of go through one of the open parts of the wall. You don't even necessarily have to go through the main gate if you want. So, as do you guys continue on to the garden, or are you going to go through and right up to the door of the house, or check out the well because there's a well there too? Anything catches your interest to do, or are you guys just going directly for the doorway, the front entrance of the house?
Out of curiosity, I want to look in the well.
In the well.
Yes.
Okay. As you approach the well, some of it's the retaining wall of the well are a lot of it's crumbly, and you can see there's a lot of erosion from the rain and the seawater. The little roof that kind of covers the well is really starting to rot away. The shingles are rotting or fell off. Roll me a wisdom perception check.
Wisdom perception check.
Yes. Perception check. That's all you can do.
Oh, there it goes.
All right. Um, while you're kind of viewing around the well itself, you notice a cluster of small mammal remains in the tall grass around the well. These kind of small remains. You're not. I mean, some of them look like possibly mice or squirrels. These remains. Do you want to continue like looking down into the well? Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of look down the well shaft, and it descends about what you can determine is about 20 feet. It contains clean water, but you're not sure why the water's clean if the house has been not somebody hasn't been there for living there for so long. Um, you want to? What do you want to do? It kind of it sparks your interest that the water is very clean and clear. Um, and probably drinkable without getting sick from it from the way it looks.
Is there a bucket nearby that I can lower down to
Yeah,
get some of the water?
there's still a bucket there attached to a rope on the above it.
I think I'm gonna fish up some water to get a closer look at it.
All right, so as you push the water down, you notice the well, even though it's 20 feet, the water doesn't seem very deep, the clear water, and as you pull the bucket up, you just happen to catch a glint and shimmering in the water at the bottom of the shallow water as you pull the bucket up of water.
So the shimmering's still at the bottom of the well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As soon as the bucket came back up, you kind of caught a glint of shimmering in the shallow water of the well.
Okay, I'm gonna look up at the rest of the group. Is like, hey, I think I found something in the well. I can't get to it though.
No, I'll go over there and look. How deep is it?
You can't really
By
determine.
chance?
You know it's 20 feet down, but you can't really determine how deep it is. It's pretty shallow. You know that.
I've
The water you brought out of the
Sorry.
bucket is very clean, and the only thing you could figure out. Throw me a investigation check, please, Jennifer. Or you could do it too, Marissa.
You better let her do it.
You're bad at okay.
Yeah.
So the clean water that is there is unusual, but you think it's being fed by something, a natural stream, an aquifer, something like that is feeding the water to the well to keep the water clean. It's obviously not producing a ton because it's pretty shallow, the water. But that's about the only determination you can think of when it comes to why the water is so clean and clear and drinkable after all these years. But back to the shimmering and glint of what's at the bottom of the water there. Nobody wants to
Can
do
I
it?
reach it with a mage hand?
Oh,
Cantrip?
yeah,
30
you can
feet?
try a mage hand down. Do you splash through the water to grab it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to. It's
Yeah,
the
you
power
grab.
of the sea bitch.
Yeah. As soon as your mage hand goes down and grabs the shimmering and it begins to pull back up to you, 3 giant snakes go from inside the crevices of the walls of the well shaft, and they try to bite at the mage hand. And obviously, when it hits the mage hand drops what was in its hand, and you hear it splash back into the water.
Are you fucking slithering scally butts? Are you? And I'm just like cursing, shaking my fist. How dare ye try to steal the pretty from me? Go down there and get them, Anderson.
Copy, Captain.
Or you just blow your fire down there and burn those bastards alive.
I like that idea.
Boil that water, make snake stew out of them.
I think I have a different idea. I'm gonna take out my rod.
Your fishing rod?
And I'm gonna try to fish. Yeah.
Now's not the time for fishing.
What are you trying to fish down there? Whatever the shiny was?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. So you're going to try to... How are you going to do this? You want to try to hook it? Are you going to attach a small net to it? How are you going to do this?
You know, I do have a net. I'm gonna attach a net to the
line. Okay.
Line and see if that.
All right. So as you drop the net down, you scoop up whatever it was. It seems to hold in the net, but as you're bringing it up, the snakes slither into the net. As you bring it up all the way. Are you bringing it up all the way?
Yes.
You bring it up all the way, and the 2 giant snakes slither out. We go into combat, but we're going to end it there tonight. So we will
Wow.
join up with combat tomorrow.
Look what you've done, Henderson.
Next Monday.
I'm sorry,
We'll
Captain.
be prepared to have combat versus these giant poisonous snakes. All right. Well, with that case, everybody have a great night and a good rest of the week. It's good to be back. I had fun.
Yep.
I'll find out what's happening with Chase, and we'll play next Monday at 6 p.m.
Gotcha.
All right.
See
Sorry, I
you
was
later,
late.
guys.
And,
All right, have a
Kevin, congratulations on your
Oh
big
yeah,
win.
congratulations. That's
Okay.
right. Congratulations. Glad to have you back.
All right, I'll see you guys next week.
Later, guys.